Would you buy a wagon over an SUV in 2027? Most people wouldn't even consider it, but after seeing what Audi just built, you might change your mind before this video is over. Hey, welcome back to Auto Insight, the channel where we break down the cars that actually deserve your attention, not just the ones with the biggest marketing budget. And today, we need to talk about the 2027 Audi A6 Allroad, because this isn't just another wagon trying to survive in an SUV world. This is Audi's answer to a very specific kind of buyer. Someone who wants Q7 level capability but refuses to give up the way a great sedan drives. If you've ever wanted the practicality of an SUV without the bulk, the body roll, or the I drive a soccer mom car feeling, stay with me, because this might be exactly what you've been waiting for. So let's start with the way this thing looks, because photos genuinely do not do it justice. Stand in front of the new A6 Allroad, and the first thing you notice is how aggressive that face is. The grille isn't just big, it's sculpted, hexagonal, almost armored, like the car is baring its teeth before it's even moved an inch. The headlights taper into sharp, blade-like shapes that wrap around the corners of the front end, and underneath them, those muscular black intake vents give the whole front fascia a sense of controlled aggression. This isn't a soft, rounded family wagon anymore. It looks like it wants to be provoked. Walk around to the side and the story changes, but it gets even better. That long, unbroken roofline flows straight into the rear glass without a single awkward line. The blackout pillars create that floating roof illusion Audi does so well, and the flared fenders, genuinely flared RS6 style, hint at the wider stance underneath. This is the widest body A6 Allroad Audi has ever built, and you can feel that the moment you stand next to it. It doesn't just look tough, it looks like it was built to actually go somewhere. And then the rear. Full-width taillight bar, sharp creases down the bumper, quad exhaust tips peeking out from underneath. It's the kind of rear end that makes people in the next lane actually turn their head at a stoplight. This is a wagon that photographs like a performance car, and in person, it's even more convincing. Now open the door and the whole personality of this car shifts from aggressive to genuinely luxurious. The dashboard is dominated by Audi's new digital layout, an 11.9-inch virtual cockpit paired with a massive 14.5-inch central touchscreen. And if you go for the top trim, there's even an optional passenger display, so whoever's riding shotgun can control their own media without ever touching your screen. It sounds like a small thing, but on a long road trip, it changes everything about how the cabin feels. Less like you're managing one shared system, more like everyone has their own space. The seats are wrapped in soft, supportive leather with a real sporty shape to them, not the flat, over-cushioned bench feel you get in a lot of luxury sedans. And Audi clearly spent real engineering time on cabin acoustics here. Better window seals, thicker glazing, because at highway speed, the quiet inside this cabin is the kind that makes you lower the volume on your own music just to enjoy the silence. But here's where the Allroad actually earns its name, the cargo space. This isn't a car you buy to look good in a parking lot. It's a car you buy because you need to move bikes, dogs, luggage, and a family, all in the same weekend. The rear seats fold flat, the load floor is low and wide, and unlike a 3-row SUV, you're not sacrificing driving feel to get that space. You get the utility without the compromise. Now let's talk about what actually makes this thing move, because this is where the Allroad starts to separate itself from every other luxury wagon on the market. In Europe, Audi is offering the A6 Allroad with two very different personalities. There's a plug-in hybrid setup, a turbocharged 4-cylinder paired with an electric motor for a combined output right around 362 horsepower, hitting 0 to 60 in the mid 5-second range, with up to roughly 59 miles of pure electric range on the WLTP cycle. That's not just a number for a spec sheet. That's genuinely enough range to handle your daily commute without burning a drop of gas. Then there's the diesel option. A 3.0-litre V6 TDI producing around 295 horsepower. But here's the twist. It actually makes more torque than the gas hybrid, somewhere around 428 pound-feet, thanks to a clever electric-powered compressor that spins up in a quarter of a second to kill turbo lag almost entirely. Step on the throttle from a dead stop, and there's no hesitation, no waiting for boost to build. It just goes. Now for the US market specifically, Audi has confirmed the A6 Allroad is coming to America in 2027, and the expected engine here is a turbocharged 3.0-litre V6, likely in that 362 horsepower, 406 pound-foot range. I want to be upfront with you. Audi hasn't locked in the exact American powertrain specs yet, so treat those numbers as the strong expectation, not the final confirmed figure. Quattro all-wheel drive will be standard, no matter which engine you choose. And this is the part that genuinely surprised me. This car sits about 34mm higher than the standard A6 thanks to all-road specific adaptive air suspension. Combine that with wider tires, all-wheel steering, and extra body cladding, and you actually get real usable ground clearance. This isn't decorative off-road styling. You could take this down a gravel road, a snowy driveway, or a rough forest trail, and it will handle it, while still driving like a proper Audi sedan the moment you're back on pavement. That's the trick very few wagons pull off. Of course, none of this matters if the car isn't going to protect you and your family. So let's talk safety. Expect the full suite here: automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, automatic high beam assist, and a rear view camera as standard equipment. Audi's also bringing in more advanced all-wheel steering for tighter turning at low speed and more stability at highway speed, which, in the real world, means easier parking and a car that feels planted even when you're merging at 75 miles an hour in the rain. Now, how does this actually stack up against the competition? Because you do have options. The most obvious rival is the Mercedes-Benz E-Class all-terrain. Similar formula, similar promise of SUV capability in a wagon body. Mercedes leans slightly more toward plush comfort, while the Audi leans toward that sharper, more athletic driving feel. Then there's the Volvo V60 Cross Country, which is smaller and more affordable, but doesn't match the A6 Allroad's power or presence. And if you're cross-shopping SUVs, the obvious comparison is Audi's own Q7. More interior space, sure, but a noticeably less engaging drive, more body roll, and honestly, less visual drama than what you're getting here. Let's talk money, because this is where a lot of buyers make their final decision. Audi hasn't released official US pricing yet, but based on the outgoing A6 lineup, which ranges from around $65,000 to $73,000, expect the Allroad to land somewhere in a similar bracket, likely toward the higher end given the extra hardware. Ownership costs will depend heavily on which engine you choose. The plug-in hybrid could genuinely save you real money if you're charging regularly and doing short commutes. The V6 will cost more at the pump, but comes with that classic Audi long-distance comfort and typically stronger resale value. Since three-row SUVs are common, but a genuinely capable luxury wagon like this stays rare, and rare tends to hold value. So let's break it down honestly. Pros: that head-turning wide-body design, genuine off-road capable ride height, wagon-level driving dynamics with real SUV usability, a seriously advanced tech interior, and a rare presence on the road that an SUV just can't replicate. Cons: US pricing and final specs aren't locked in yet. Cargo space, while excellent for a wagon, still trails a three-row SUV, and depending on which engine lands stateside, fuel economy could vary more than you'd expect. So who is this actually for? If you're cross-shopping a Q7 or a GLE and you don't actually need a third row, stop right there. This is probably the smarter buy. You get better driving dynamics, sharper looks, and genuinely capable ground clearance without hauling around SUV bulk you'll never use. But if you regularly need to fit 6 or 7 people, or you're planning serious off-road use beyond a gravel road or snowy driveway, this isn't your car. Go look at the Q7. For everyone else, this might be the most underrated luxury vehicle Audi builds in 2027. So, would you actually pick this over an SUV? Drop your answer in the comments, I genuinely want to know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe because we've got more reveals like this coming every single week here at Auto Insight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.